Scary stories to tell in the dark. Good movie, I guess. It was kind of a kids movie. It had kids in it. It was kind of directed towards kids, but there were monsters who killed kids. So maybe not. But it wasn't bad. It was sort of like to me, it seemed like the old Monster Squad movie on steroids. So instead of Frankenstein, all trying to be, fit in with the kids, it was horrible, terrible, scary, actual scary monsters with the kids, trying to kill them. I can't believe they actually killed kids in this, man. I hope I'm not giving nothing away. I mean, it's a scary movie where monsters are going after children, so you gotta know they got one or two. It was scary, but it wasn't super scary. It wasn't the kind of movie that you would see and then get scared to walk home at night. It wasn't the kind of movie that you would see, that I would see, and be scared to be in the house in the dark by myself and hear scary noises outside. Isn't that scary? When I was little, something like this might have scared me. But as an adult, I'm like, But as a kid, it may scare you, man. For some reason, through the entire movie, one of the themes that played through the whole movie was a crazy president in the background. It was on TV and on radio, and people were talking about him, and people were holding signs, depending on different scenes. It just was a constant thing through the movie. Nixon. I don't know why, because it didn't come to any real conclusion. It wasn't like, oh no, Nixon got a president. It wasn't anything like that. It was just in the background. People would be talking, and on TV, there's Nixon. Or people would be outside, and people holding up signs, not down with Nixon, or whatever. It was always in the background. Never really explained that. There's a couple things that it didn't explain. The stories about a witch girl that has her power invested into a book. And not only are there scary stories in the book that she wrote, but she can continue to write them. So you're come in contact with the book. She can tell a story about you and a monster of some sort, usually something from a nightmare that you've had or something, and it will come and get you. But they never explained how she got her supernatural, superhuman superpowers. Was she an X-Man? Was she a mutant? They never say. They just say, she's got power. They even go as far as to hint as to what it might be, and they talk to someone who lived in the home, I don't want to give too much away, who may or may not, they never really explained that, may or may not have been part of a voodoo cult. So maybe she had hoodoo powers, and maybe she taught the girl, but she was like, nah, I didn't do that. And it was believable. It didn't seem like she was lying. It was like, because they never touched on it again. She was like, nah, I didn't do it. So I'm thinking, why did those people who wrote the story bring up the whole voodoo thing and then have it like a complete, nope, it didn't happen. And they just like, oh, we got to go someplace else. It didn't make any sense to me, because it would be like watching a Superman movie and somebody saying, we can stop him because we've got kryptonite. And they're like, do you have kryptonite? And they're like, no, not really. What'd you bring it up for? I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't make any sense. They hinted that maybe her powers came from here, and all of a sudden I was like, meh. And through the entire movie, they never explained that. It didn't get explained. Nixon was in the background. Didn't get explained. Someone eats a toe. What? It didn't get explained. He was just like, oh, that was a toe. It was weird. Those parts to me were weird. But basically, this one kid gets everybody killed because they're like, hey, want to see a scary house? And they go to the scary house, and this kid is doing all of the horror movie tropes that you're supposed to avoid. Walking in a room by herself. Nope. Opening a door that's been locked for 100 years. Nope. Hanging out, and the ghost probably sat in this chair. Stealing something from the room to take with you. from the ghost house. Nope. I'm thinking, and this person was supposed to be like a scary movie expert, but she was tripping over all of the, you know, the only thing that they didn't really do was for her to call for somebody. Billy, is that you downstairs in the attic? That didn't happen. Running through a forest and looking back and then tripping over something and then for some reason crawling backwards instead of getting up and running. That didn't happen. But aside from that, everything else, you know, we got to tell your parents, they're out of town. They're out of town today? Really? When all this is happening? Let's call the police. Oh, we better not do that. Really? That's where the gun is at. Police shoot people. Telecops. But none of that stuff happened. It was just, I mean, it was like, I was perplexed. I was confused. And some parts of the movie had me completely vexed. I was like, what? But if you're looking for like a Hobbs and Shaw kind of a movie, no real explanation, just heart-pumping adventure and excitement, yeah, this'll do it. This'll do it. There's people running, there's people screaming, people dying, there's monsters, ooh, and no real explanation. Don't have to think that hard. It's good, old-fashioned horror without reality. Well, it's horror, so I guess it doesn't have any reality anyway. But it's good for a scary movie. So good, in fact, that I'm going to give this movie 7 bags of popcorn. Man, 7 bags of popcorn. They were a little racist towards the Puerto Rican dude, too. That was pretty horrible. But 7 bags of popcorn. And that's what I think. More importantly, what do you think? Have you seen the movie? What's your favorite teen, tween horror flick? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Get your popcorn back, boy. Popcorn back.